The American League West is the worst division in Major League Baseball.
Oh no! We suck again!
And that is very, very clear after the year of 2024, where only 2 teams finished above 500. Only 1 team made it to the playoffs. Even the Chicago White Sox, who play in the American League Central, that division had 3 teams going to the playoffs and had a higher winning percentage than the American League West. The White Sox were the worst team in baseball history, and yet even with them being in the division, the American League Central was still better than the West. And us as Mariners fans, that's kind of a big deal, because while it seems like we're always chasing the division, as the Astros begin to, in my opinion, have their dynasty fall apart, and I tweeted about this the other day, the Mariners have a real chance here to be the next dynasty in the American League West, but it's going to take some moves to be made, and the Mariners, in my opinion, haven't done what they need to do. With that being said, there's still some time left this offseason, but let's take a look at why the American League West was so bad, and we'll go from there. Now we got to start here with the standings. Of course, the Astros and the Mariners were the only 2 teams to finish above 500. The high watermark for wins was 88 wins by the Astros in 2024 in the American League West, and we know, of course, the Detroit Tigers took down the Astros in the division series. Interestingly enough, the expected win-loss for the Astros was 90 wins and 71 losses, and for the Mariners it was 89 wins and 73 losses. We look at the run differential here. The Astros had a plus 91, so they scored 91 more runs than they allowed. The Mariners had a plus 69. Nice. They scored 69 more runs than they allowed as well. We know how good the Mariners pitching staff was. The real kicker for the Mariners was their away record, where they went 36-45. They were 9 games under away from T-Mobile Park. Meanwhile, at home, they had one of the best records in all of baseball. They went 49-32, which that is the most wins in the American League West. That is the most wins in the American League East. We go down to the Central. Only the Guardians had more wins at home than the Seattle Mariners did. And that was even after we thought the Royals were cheating at home. In fact, the Mariners only had less wins at home than 3 other teams. The Dodgers, of course, went 52-29. The Phillies went 54-27. And once again, the Guardians went 50-30. So again, the American League West is a terrible division. The Astros are the only team really standing in the way of the Seattle Mariners of possibly making a run at this thing, and they've already lost Kyle Tucker. It sounds like they're going to be losing Alex Bregman as well. They brought in Isak Paredes, which I think is a great fit for their ballpark, but again, he's not Alex Bregman. He's no Kyle Tucker. You cannot replace the level of competence that Kyle Tucker and Alex Bregman provided to that Astros lineup. For the Mariners, who have they lost this offseason? Yeah, let's talk about it. Josh Rojas, of course. Okay. They lost at second base Jorge Polanco. Yeah. Both were terrible in 2024. The thing is while the Mariners have not added, per se, the positions of which they lost players wasn't really providing much anyway. Now, before I get any deeper into that, I want to put out there, I am not saying this because I don't think the Mariners should make moves. I do think the Mariners need to make moves. I'm just saying that of the positions of players that they've lost, yeah, it's not like they were providing much anyway. Also, you guys should click on the link down below and buy this quarter zip before it goes away. I'm assuming it's discontinued. This thing is so comfortable. It's half off right now. I highly recommend you guys go down there and buy it. With our link in the description down below, it'll also help us out. Thanks. The Mariners play in a division where the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim have obviously lost Shohei Ohtani. Mike Trout has been injured more so than he hasn't been over the past couple of years. The Angels are in shambles, and sure, they went out and acquired Jorge Soler. They signed Kyle Hendricks. And then you look at the Athletics, obviously a team that is currently without a home. They went 69-93 in 2024, but they're a team that did just go out and sign Luis Severino. They'll probably be more competent in 2025. And honestly, I think the Angels may be too in 2025 more competent. The Texas Rangers are a team that I think has a decent chance to rebound a little bit. Obviously, they were coming off of a World Series title, and in 2024 their offense just did not pull it together. Their offense scored 683 runs, but their pitching staff gave up 738 runs, good for a negative 55 run differential. The Texas Rangers are a team like Adolis Garcia, Jonah Heim. I think that in 2023 they were a team that very much overperformed, a team that was not as good as they ended up being. There was a team that, I don't want to say it was a fluke because they won the frickin' World Series, so that's never a fluke, but they probably, I don't know, their offense was just better than we have seen in a very long time running numbers similar to that of the Murderers Row Yankees from the 1930s. It just was not sustainable, and as we got into 2024, of course, we saw pitching injuries affect both the Astros and the Rangers, by the way, who, Jacob deGrom went down, Eovaldi was hurt off and on, obviously Max Scherzer was hurt, etc. The Rangers will have Kumar Rocker in 2025, a healthy Jacob deGrom, theoretically. They signed Nate Eovaldi again. I think the Rangers have a good chance of kind of coming back in 2025 and being a contending team. But, of course, for the Mariners, they have the best rotation in all of baseball. They're a team that, if they can just figure out how to be an average offense, are going to win a hell of a lot more games than they're going to lose. Because, frankly, if you keep this pitching staff together, and they do even 80% of what they did in 2024, plus a mediocre to average offense, you have a serious World Series contender. That is how good the pitching staff is. If the bullpen can get it figured out in 2025, then yeah, I would feel really good about the Mariners' chances. Now, I don't want to be misconstrued here. The Mariners need to make additions. There's no doubt about that. You cannot roll into 2025 with Dylan Moore and Ryan Bliss as your second baseman. You just can't do it. However, if the Mariners somehow find a way to supplement this offense, you are now getting a full year of Randy Arozarena. You are now getting, hopefully, a full year of Edgar Martinez helping out as hitting coach. Obviously, Kevin Seitzer from the Braves as well helping out at hitting coach. I think that for the Mariners, with Dan Wilson at the helm, if they can produce more so than they did in 2024 at the plate, we're going to see this team take over the American League West. And with the guys that are coming, Cole Young, Colt Emerson, Laz Montes, etc., with the guys that are coming, I feel very strongly that this team could be the next dynasty in the American League West. We know that the Astros, due to their cheating scandal in 2017, haven't been able to draft very well over the past couple years, and we are seeing that take effect right now. Their prospects, they don't have the best prospects in the game anymore like they used to when they, tanked for 100 years and then got a ton of really good prospects. Because they lost draft picks because of that cheating scandal, their current team is starting to hurt a little bit, and they have some big contracts like Jose Altuve's contract. It's stopping them from, extending Kyle Tucker or re-signing Alex Bregman. Stuff like that. That is the reason why the Astros are slowly falling apart. Now, they obviously had one of the most historic runs in baseball history, but in my opinion, it's over. In my opinion, the Houston Astros' reign of terror over the American League West is over, and I think that it's time for the Seattle Mariners to step up, make some additions to this team, and go out there and actually go for it. You've never had a better opportunity than there is right now if you're the Mariners in this window of contention with this pitching staff. If Julio Rodriguez can be who he is supposed to be over a full 162 games, not just the second half of the season, then you're going to be heading in the right direction. A full year of Randy Arozarena, a full year of hopefully Victor Robles, who continues to be the same player, fingers crossed. J.P. Crawford bouncing back. If Mitch Garver can do anything this year, that is a huge upgrade over what he was last year. If Cal Raleigh can just continue and maintain what he did in 2024, this team has a real chance to make some noise in the American League West. Again, I think that this division will be better in 2025. I think the Astros will be worse, but I think the Rangers have a good chance of bouncing back. I think the Athletics have a chance to actually be kind of a sneaky, decent team that may contend for that third wildcard spot at some point. I don't think they'll get there, but I think they do have a sneaky good team, even though they will be playing outside of Oakland now. I don't know. I think the American League West is going to be run by a team that does one thing exceptionally well, and I truly believe that's the Mariners pitching staff. The hard part for the Mariners is that they just have been shut down on every avenue trying to trade for a good second baseman, and Joe and I talked about that in this video on the screen now. Go ahead and check that one out. I appreciate you guys watching this one, and go Mariners.